All right. Ryan Colbert. Okay. Sorry for my crazy background, but I have not done any videos on the Idaho before, and a lot of good reasons. But I have to say that I have kept up with it, and a lot of good reasons.
Also here with me, working very hard. Was when the cleaning crew showed up. Take a and they can't even parent, and people don't understand why. And here's how it kind of goes. This is why they have to keep things so far under wraps, and this is what unnerves many parents that are.
For whatever reason, I'm thinking this guy I did see there. And I assumed he was part of the news organization.
Man, oh man. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. You just can't make any of this up. We got a really good stream for you. Again, it's going to be a little different from my regular streams. I'm going to try to keep it more compact, more to the point. Looks like Navy's in here. What's up, bro? Woo.
Hey, Bubba. How you been?
Great, buddy. Man, we just recorded for the upload to UNIRock 2 tomorrow, and
yes, sir.
Lord, the stuff these guys are doing is just through the roof. It's crazy. So now,
nuts.
But, yeah, you found where the Idaho authorities basically said internet sleuths and protesters, fake reporters, if you come up here and try and mess around, we are going to hold you accountable. Even a lawsuit from a professor against a TikToker who accused them in this scenario. What just flashed? My OBS is whacking out. It'll be all right. But yeah, even oh, I just saw it on the replay. That was weird. Even a lawsuit against one of the internet sleuths for naming the wrong person. Finally, they're starting to actually get repercussions. They're starting to get in trouble for what we've been covering for a while now, which is these people. And I have such a great interview, a great thing that me and Navy reacted to. We're going to look at it live tonight, and you'll see a little bit of it tomorrow in the upload. And it's Betty being interviewed over the Quinn and Simon issue. And they're literally asking her, why are you here? Why do you come here? Why are you doing this? And you won't believe her response. But with the Idaho authorities taking a stand against internet sleuths, with people suing internet sleuths, and with people finally pushing back against the lie crime or the fake true crime or the people trying to pretend to be true crime people community, with them finally getting repercussions and getting a pushback, they've decided they're not gonna protest Idaho. I mean, it's miraculous, Navy. Why would they just decide not to protest Idaho all of a sudden? I'm sure it's not related to, you know, anything.
Well, I think there's like two things, and we were talking about this earlier. I think one is the fact that the cops acted, you know, very quickly and didn't tell anybody what they were doing, and nabbed up a person of interest very quickly, and so they didn't get a chance to go outside anyone's house and yell. And two, because like we're seeing, they have become such a nuisance that they have basically just fueled these new laws that are coming out restricting people's ability to go and yell in residential neighborhoods.
Exactly. And so, do you think that they decided that their protesting is so important that they're not going to let these things stop them because they're getting justice? They're doing the right thing. They're not exploiting these situations for money. They are actually the good guys. Do you think this pushback and these changes, do you think in the face of all of it, they said, no, we're doing something important for these kids and these people? No, they decided they're going to change their shtick in a drop of a dime completely. They're going to go from being protesters, from being what we saw them being, now to being calm, professional reporters. And this makes the video clip I played of BullHorn Betty even more relevant, because you remember I played a video clip of her saying she could just print up a press pass and go wherever she wants. I love what Lauren said. She could just go to the White House and walk in, and she's got her little SpongeBob SquarePants looking press pass hanging from her neck. I'm a reporter. You can't stop me. I can be here. I'm a reporter, right? And while there is protection for the press, there's also protection for other people. There are rights that go across the board. As an adult, it's not just you trying to warp the systems to your favor so that you can make money, so that you can do these exploitative things. It's you being respectful of everybody in every situation. It's not easy. It takes a lot of thought. It takes a lot of study. It takes a lot of time. It's why we have ethics. It's why I'm glad we have Doc Misha in our Discord, because she is a doc. She's done these things. She knows about ethics. She's studied, and they've been very successful, and she's very much talking about the ethics of the situation. Not that we need to judge them for their behaviors and say that they're unethical, but that they need to be considered whether they're respecting the ethics of what they're doing. Even being a protester, there should be some form or layer of an ethical consideration there. But when being a reporter, it's already built into the nature of being a reporter, and that's what makes the videos we have for you so entertaining. It's what makes them so cringy and so just salty, because we've got the saltiest fake reporter, BullHorn Betty, giving us so much content to laugh at and to just be amazed that a human being acts like this. We've got Molly GOLIGHTLY ready to just be giggled at also, because I didn't bring this up yet, but she's jealous of the Idaho suspect. She's jealous of this man. She's mad that he is getting attention and that she's not. She's unhappy because Betty and Molly aren't the ones on the news. The Idaho guy is. And he's being given vegan food in jail and all this star celebrity treatment. You really think this man's getting celebrity treatment? Is that what you really think? I am just so tickled purple at the amount of cringiness I've got to deliver to you. I've been doing a lot of editing, a lot of recording. I've been working all day and all night. And I know you're mad that I don't have an upload, but it'll be good when it comes tomorrow. I'm not giving it to you until it's ready. I'm more, I can come here every day and be with you. I want my videos to be good. But me and Navy just bopped out a banger. It just went perfect. We didn't have to do any other takes. We didn't have to re-record. And some of the stuff we looked at, in fact, let's start with something that Navy and I just reacted to. I'd never seen this before. Let's start with this BullHorn Betty interview. But I just want to make sure you know that I've also got the video of the authorities. I've got the video of the authorities. I might have to open it again. I don't think I closed it, but I can't find it. I'm sure I'll find it in a minute. Oh yeah, there we go. I bet it's right here. But I've got a bunch. I mean, there's so much. I got so much up on my screen. It's going to be hard for me to keep it together. So we're just going to roll right into this tonight. It is. Oh man, we've got heels in the air, a bunch of heels in the air. We're going to actually learn a little bit about Idaho, something I try to stay away from. You guys know that I try. Here we go. So I try to stay away from looking in the details of these cases because I am not a true crime reporter. I'm not a true crime YouTuber. I am not going to save the world. I'm not going to be a hero. I am here to entertain you as a YouTuber. I'm here to make commentary videos, and I'm here to do live streams. So we are going to look at what the police said, and they did make statements about people coming there to mess with things. And we're going to just get into the thought process and the reaction to the idea that, and you're about to hear it in this video, that these people, these insane people, that they don't behave with any type of there's no professionalism, there's no respect, there's no, even them acting like adults when the way they act. But you're about to hear Betty tell you that she knows more than the police could ever know. And that is tonight on UNIRock Live with Uni and Navy's finally back. I'm excited. 1/5 of 2023, broadcasting from the East Coast of the glorious United States of America. I'm your host, UNIRock, and we're going to get right into this right now on UNIRock Live. Wasting no time. We're getting right into it. Let's go. So let me get, oh no, Lauren, I'm your #1 fan. And I just brought up what you said in Discord about her printing out press passes and going like to the White House and all these other places. That was just genius. That's such a funny idea. Okay, I got it to where Navy can see this. I would like to do an after show tonight. Oh my God, I'm so glad I remembered. Guys, give me 20 seconds. Listen. The way that I do my show, when I do these live streams, sometimes I do an after show. So if you click in and we're doing a video game, we're doing something different than what we normally do, and we've been live for a while, there'll be a little thing on the screen that says rewind to see the show. So if you don't want to watch us in the after show where we hang out and talk about everything we just saw while we chill or play a game or watch a video, if you don't want to watch that, you can always rewind while we're live and see the show and watch the replay if that's what you want to do, or come to the next stream. Just want to make sure you know we do have after shows sometimes. I don't know if we're going to do it tonight, though. I'm glad I remembered to say that because that's the first time I've actually remembered. Let's go. Molly. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this Betty? I wanted to start with Molly. Okay, we're going to do this. This is really short video. And I promise you right after this, you're going to hear Betty. I'm getting them mixed up because they're exactly the same. You're going to hear Molly be so freaking jealous of the suspect in Idaho. It's crazy. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at Betty. So Betty is being interviewed, and instead of doing what any other YouTuber would do, which is share the video of the interview, she is so desperate. She is so salty. She is so desperately salty. She has a friend videotape her being interviewed so she can beat them. She wants to beat the news posting this interview, and she wants to post it to her channel and get the views before the news can. First time I've seen this with a YouTuber.
Step closer. If you're going down the road.
Betty, please do not choke out the interviewer, please. She looks like a nice person. Do not choke out the cameraman. Do not punch their teeth. Do not have a bunch of you don't have a bunch of party juice in your pocket or anything like that, okay? Don't have any of that party powder in your pocket, please. And this is not me. I didn't do this. This is her. She decided not to edit the beginning out. This is her.
Right.
Let's skip ahead.
Down into it, it'll pick you up just fine. First off, if you could say and spell your name. So my name's...
Okay, so the audio is horrible. If I was editing this, I'd be able to clean the audio up and boost their voice. I'm not editing it, so we're just going to have to tolerate the horrible audio.
Andrew Griffin, a.k.a. BullHorn Betty on YouTube.
I don't want to hear anybody say that she's getting doxxed just because somebody says her name. She has gone on the news and protested her entire legal name to people, so do not go around saying that if someone says that and calls you that it's something bad.
And,
you did it. It's public. No.
Coming up from Florida, right? That is correct. So what brings you up here today?
Okay, Navy. What brings you up here today? Great question from this reporter. And this is in the Quentin Simon. Okay, this is when they were protesting Quentin Simon. So, yes. I think it's before the drama. This is before the Quentin Simon drama. Because this is day one. What brings you here today? A boo-boo.
There's a 20-month-year-old missing child.
Okay, so I'm going to be pausing a lot when I react to her, but we'll make it quick. Because of a missing child. Seems pretty cool. What are you going to do to help the kid?
And the information surrounding his disappearance is a little suspicious.
So basically, you don't know what you're going to do to help with this scenario. It's just that because you feel information you've gotten is suspicious, you've flown to the scene.
So we're coming out here to do our part. We've got flyers.
Oh, you're going to do your part. Again, being vague, not telling us what you're going to do, right?
What part? What part? Oh, I know the part. It's where you yell at people for no reason. That's right.
It's where you stand in fish guts and manure and you yell and scream with a bullhorn, acting a fool, acting like a psycho, acting just completely unprofessional, doing things no other person would want to do because they don't want to be looked at like a squeaky, angry teenager, acting a fool. But you are, because you have no filter, I guess, because you don't mind acting a fool. This is the boo-boo.
We go around the country doing this.
Again, doing this. You will not hear her in this interview, and it's almost over. You won't hear her tell us what she does. You will not hear her tell us why, what, how, anything. She just says, missing kid brought us here. Because she's kind of admitting the truth. She's here to exploit these issues, exploit the missing kid, so that she can spam clickbait and spam anything she can while she's there to try and make money off of those poor people and the incredible sadness and tragedy that they've experienced.
For other young children and other victims of crime.
She's doing it for other kids and we don't know how it helps them. We don't know what you're doing other than you've got a flyer. So basically you go to where these things happen. If you have a flyer with you and you go there, then you've helped people. See, this is why nobody respects you. This is why nobody does anything but laugh at you and your friends. We're not stupid. We know that we can literally see whether you're doing something good or not. We can see whether you're, like, giving an opinion is good. I really wouldn't care if somebody traveled to the area and gave an opinion. But if you're going to act a fool, if you're going to yell and scream, and if you're going to torture the people in the area while doing it to where the police and others have to ask you to leave and they have to change laws to prevent you from coming in the future, we get to laugh at how cringy you are.
You obviously seem very passionate about it, coming to, I'm sure it took you a while to drive out here.
And Navy, how do we know that she didn't pay this lady to put on this basic reporter jacket and just stand there with them? I'm just kidding. Of course, this is probably a real interview, but I wouldn't be shocked if I found out Betty set this up,
I wouldn't be shocked if she had approached this reporter who was doing like actual news and had like begged her to interview her and been like, we're out here as this like civilian, justice finding thing, but we don't have a purpose really. We're just out here to get money and views. Would you please interview me, please?
I would believe it. Yeah. If Betty did a spinning jump kick, the only thing that would shock me about it is the fact that she could physically do a spinning jump kick. If she choked this lady out in front of me, I'd be like, yeah, we knew this would happen. Pretty obvious.
You said you go across the country. Why is it important for you, to do what you do?
Oh, great. Why is it important for you to do what you do? Why? Since you won't tell us what it is you do, since you can't give us any details, since you can't be specific, and since you can't tell us how it helps, can you at least tell us how, what did she say? Why is it important? Why is it important? Can you give this lady any real information at all, please?
Because there's victims out there, primarily children. I don't know.
Nerd Angle says right fast, that's exactly what happened. That's why the reporter's staying out of the camera shot. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The reporter's like, hey, I've got to make sure that you're at least 2 swings of a choking grasp away from me, Betty. Hey, don't get any closer, Betty. I want to make sure that I can dodge any chokeouts you try to pull towards me. No, you're right. But do you notice that Betty basically just is like, I'm here to exploit these kids? She didn't say that. She just, why are you here? Why is it? So why are you here? Why did you come here? These kids and flyers. Okay, why is it important then? Why are you here? Because of the kids. I mean, she's literally leaving out the only one word, to exploit them for money. Everything else she's admitting.
No people realize how many of our kids are disappearing across the country. It is
You know, it's kind of grossing me out. I'm kind of getting pissed listening to it, Navy. I know I probably shouldn't, but it kind of pisses me off because I'm hearing her admit that she's, you know what I'm saying?
So the thing is, and we talked about this in the video that we recorded, is that the reporter's asking her, like, what are you doing here? Like, what's your purpose, right? And Betty's response is that, well, kids go missing all the time in this country. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
What are you doing about it? How are you helping? And she just gives no answers. And that's how you know that she's not out there with an actual purpose to help anybody. It's out there for her to get clicks and views and get interviewed by this nice lady here, right?
Uh-huh. Charities, law enforcement, FBI. I mean, we've got, you know, so much resources. We want everybody out there. I can't see that anyone out there wants this stuff to happen, is okay with it. I don't see how anyone is making choices that allows it to happen or whatever. But these are just your normal Twitter idiot. They go out there and they say, the cops aren't doing enough. Well, what should the cops do? What could they do differently that would change it to where you wouldn't be mad? Give me $1 million. I mean, they don't even know. They can't even, during an interview where they can tell these people the changes the police need to make, the changes that need to happen because of the protesting, whatever it may be, they can't do it.
Disgusting number. Many of them are never found. And this could very well be one of a few of these.
This is, I have to say, this is probably the worst failure of an interview I've ever heard, Navy. She failed so hard here. Did she not? Did she not completely fail?
I think it shows everybody exactly why she's there. Like, she has, like I said before, she has no purpose. There's no actual goal to help anybody, help the family, the child, the cops, or anybody. It's just, I mean, she's showing her hand here. And now you know for a fact, the only reason they're out there is to get what you're seeing right now is her getting, you know, videotaped, getting interviewed.
Using these tragedies and trying to wring any clout they can off of it. Jessica makes a great point in the chat. Jessica says that BullHorn Betty is extremely jealous of any regular journalist. Exactly. And I want you to make sure when you see these kind of, like, when you make these realizations about one of them, ask yourself, is Molly jealous of people too? And who is it? And why is it? And then you can kind of understand why they do what they do and where they're at. Now, this leads us, of course, I've put this stream together for you guys, and I know it's going to suck a little because I get to put a lot more time into it when I'm not editing and stuff, but hey, it's all right. We'll get there. Just give me a, you know, give me a little leeway when I'm a little bit slow.
Jackson CT in the live chat says this interview was never aired by the reporter. It was only Betty who aired it.
Oh, so the reporter decided, like, we ain't even airing that shit. No way. She probably got a phone call. Like I told you guys, it's no exaggeration that when Betty goes out and does things, that there are people who Betty has hurt so bad that they go around and let people know you are in danger if you're around this person. Again, I'm not making a claim that that's true. I do believe it's true because after seeing what she's done to people, after seeing how many times she's done it and how prolific she's done things and how far she's gone, I believe them. I believe them due to the evidence these people have. But I would assume that these people reached out to this journalist and gave them some information, and they decided not to run the story to give her any attention. Because guess what she does in the very beginning? She says her name, but she also gives the reporter information that the reporter didn't ask for. Thank you. They gave the reporter, Betty gave the reporter the YouTube channel. Her YouTube channel. So that reporter's already thinking, shit, I'm going to have to edit that YouTube channel out of here if I want to air this, because I'm not going to be sending people to this channel. And she probably just said, screw it, I'm not going to edit it. We're just not going to air it. So here's my issue. I got this video late in before the stream, but they do talk about what the police are going to do. They talk about many things. This is Moscow Podo 11/23/22 homicide investigation update, and it's just a few months ago. So what I want to basically do is give you a feel for what they said. Now, they did mention in Moscow, they're not going to tolerate internet sleuths. They're not going to tolerate people interfering with the investigation. They're not going to tolerate the stuff they've seen from other tragedies recently. And I do 100% believe that is why we have seen a different response from the tragedy pimps, okay? I'm going to say pimps because I don't want the YouTube algorithm to catch me saying the other word. But I think the tragedy pimps, all of them, decided that they were going to behave a little differently. Instead of screaming with bullhorns, they're going to pretend to be reporters. And the main thing is, and Betty said it a million times, Molly has said it too, they've all said it, they're different than the other YouTubers out there because they go to the scene and they give you better stuff because they go to the scene. What better stuff? The same questions you should have, the same things you should have said to this reporter, you should be telling us. You can go on your channel all day, every day, and just spam garbage exploiting these things. So why can't you tell us how what you're doing is valuable? A great example is where you saw me discover in my last live stream, Betty recording the cleaning crew leaving in Moscow, and she's acting like it's this giant news thing she needs to upload to her channel.
So dumb.
Right?
That was
It's the
so
dumbest.
dumb.
I'm so glad she did it because it's so hilariously LARPy. Really quick, I'm going to spam through the transcript and see if we can find anything good here. You know what I'll do? I'll hit Control F and I'll see. I'll type in internet and we'll see where. I think it only came up once. Okay, he only said internet once. Where did he talk about the internet? Let me search it again real quick. Internet. Individuals were involved. The two surviving roommates, the male scene, and a grub truck video circulated on the internet, a private party. Go ahead.
You may have to search online sleuths because I think that's what they refer to them as, is online sleuths. And but when I did the Google search for this, this is the clip that came up, the video that came up. So it could be the wrong video. I may have found the wrong one. But I know for a fact that the cops did come out very early on and warn people. Like, for example, if they come out and start claiming that this person's involved and people start harassing them, that those people doing the harassing and all that kind of stuff will get charged. Right?
Yes. So they put a direct consequence that would happen to Molly and Betty and their friends if they tried their shenanigans in Idaho. And I don't think there's any coincidence to Betty acting differently. And it just shows you how just scammy they are, how much of a grift they're running. Now, if you do go through this, I've gone through it. I've speed read it as fast as I could before the stream, looking for keywords and such. We're just going to go ahead and close it again. If you have time to watch it later, pull this up, or if you find something, give it to me, send it in, give it to one of our mods that shows where they warned them. But they definitely say that the police are doing everything in their power. The police are working their asses off and that they're doing everything they can to get a suspect and to get justice, and I do believe that. I don't think for a second they want some serial you-know-what and dude out there running around, and I don't think they're making bad decisions like Betty and Molly and all of them are going to try to tell you they are. And again, I do think it's very valid to criticize the police. I don't just champion the cops. I do think they need to be checked. Bad ones need to be charged and arrested if they do things that they're not supposed to do. But the point that I'm making is if you're going to criticize them, you should be able to say what the criticism is and what you would do differently and what you want to see change. And if you don't have it, you should at least say, I don't know what to do in order to get it to change, but we need to get together as a group of people and talk about it. We need to work on it. That could be what you say, but we don't get anything from these tragedy PMs. Let's go down here. Oh, we're not looking at the dirty delete yet. We'll move over here to our favorite tragedy pimp that exists, the MGL, the Molly GOLIGHTLY, the big boss of the pimp squad. And I was not shocked.
I just want to say, you pause it so well on her every time.
Thank you. It's easy. You can just pause anywhere on Molly and she's screaming her ass off, you know? But yeah, so she blew my mind, y'all. Molly blew my mind because typically I am expecting anything from her. That is until she did this, which she got jealous. I'm not kidding. She is jealous. She's mad. She wants the attention. Why isn't her and Boo Boo getting the attention? Why is it that this mean guy, this bad guy is getting the attention instead? She wants the attention. She's
I
ready.
definitely have something to say now.
We know. We can't wait.
Hearing now that the that they decided to pick up Brian and
See, it's almost like they're mad. I wonder why they're mad. Could it be that they were completely wrong on all the garbage they were espousing about this case the minute he got picked up? Could that have been something that triggered them? I think so. I think that has an effect on
Yeah,
this.
I think it's that, and because they keep acting like but when you watch the video that Uni's going to drop, you'll see in the interview that Betty is basically claiming that she knows more than the cops, right?
Oh, she does, yeah.
And
She says
and
it.
and so they espouse this, and Molly
UNIRock
does the
2
same
tomorrow.
shit.
Oh.
And then Molly does the same shit, and then all of a sudden it turns out that they were not just wrong but completely wrong, and then they get all mad and upset, and it's hilarious.
They did, if you go back and listen, and I don't want to do it right now, I might do an upload on it, who knows, but you go back and listen to Molly and Betty and the other tragedy pimps out there, you realize they were, bottom of general, excellent. Oh, baby, you found it for me. Oh, thank you. You guys are excellent. Thank you. You go back and listen, though. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Like this video for me. It does help immensely. Share if you want. And if you want to support us, paypal.me/UNIRock really helps right now, but that's completely optional. And all it does is support our show. Okay, back to it. Thank you, guys. I completely spaced out that part of the intro. Let's take a look at it really quick. Molly, we'll come back to you. I know you want attention, but I love diverting attention away from you. So let's get over here.
More and more updates.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Mods, can I just ask Cherie, do you mind putting that in the Molly room for me? I'm going to need it tomorrow for a video. This is excellent. Idaho issues a warning about misinformation. This is live now, Fox. Take a listen.
That we're learning from police at this very hour into the quadruple homicide that is, just plaguing the community there with so many questions that still remain. Okay, right now we're learning that Moscow police are urging those who have taken up the case themselves, these amateurs
who want to figure out bits and pieces that are missing, worried
that they are conveying misinformation to the public. I'm going to put up a statement.
So they're talking about internet sleuths. They're talking about Molly. They're talking about Betty. They're talking about this Dolly person, this JLR person. These people that go out and think that they're going to do more than just give you an opinion and stay out of things. The ones that involve, the ones that tell you what's going on, the conspiracy theorists, they called them out. And listen.
Statement that was just released on the Moscow Police Department Facebook page. It goes on to say, quote, investigators have been monitoring online activity related to this ongoing and active case and are aware of the large amount of rumors and misinformation being shared, as well as harassing and threatening behavior toward potentially involved parties.
I really respect the Idaho Popo. I really respect them for doing this. Thank God one of these places are finally starting to stand up to these people from the onset. Because you're defending your citizens. You're defending the people in the area. People like BullHorn, who have a bunch of violent actions in their past where they've almost choked people out. These people, in my opinion, should not... these cities should be able to say, you stay out of my damn town. You get out of here. And I know you're like Uni, but you're so much for freedom. Yeah, I am. Except for when someone is a danger to other people. And she's so violently angry all the time. I don't think she's solved any of those issues. I don't hold things against people. I've had people that in the past have, had like Kyle, he would, had theft and other problems in his past. And because he was trying to reform and it had been a long time and he'd taken steps in therapy, I gave him a chance. And then when he messed up, I stuck it to him. But that's what you do here. And when it comes to Betty, her background is so violent and the way she acts is still so violent. I don't think she should be I don't think she should be permitted to do this. But I'm really glad that they did this.
Well, the thing is, what they're understanding is the fine line between their constitutional right to do certain things and them interfering in an investigation, because what they're doing and what we saw in Georgia was because of the fact that the cops got called out there all the time because they were yelling and using bullhorns and this, that, and the third. It was pulling
night.
police resources away at night, right? People had to leave the neighborhood. People on hospice had to leave the neighborhood because they couldn't get any rest before dying.
Yeah. No,
right?
dead serious. This is real. And Betty doesn't care. And this is why when I hear her bring up the kids and when I hear her bring up other people that, you know, she says she uses as an excuse for her showing up, I don't believe her. I don't believe someone that's being this way actually gives a shit what happened to these people or these families or these kids. I don't think violent people who harm people all the time and threaten to kill people all the time and dox people give a shit about safety, give a shit about bad things happening. So I don't think Molly and Dolly and these other people and Betty and all them, I think they're full of shit. I think they're just liars.
Whether in person, online, or otherwise, needs to understand that they could be subjecting themselves to criminal charges.
This is so good, Navy. I love this so much. Anyone
the
engaging...
The cops are realizing that this is actually an actual threat now. This is becoming an issue.
And you know, I don't think it's a coincidence. I'm not like Betty and Molly. I don't think it was me at all. I think it was everybody. I think all of us, I think all the people that have put their foot down and filed reports when they've been doxxed, harassed, frauded, all these people doing this bullshit. I think when people speak up, whether it's tweets, whether it's going out and sharing their opinions, whether it's going out and doing a video, you know, like Kathy and Nonsense and everybody out there, all the viewers, everybody sharing things, everybody liking things, and getting the word out, in my opinion, is what is causing a movement for people to say, if you want to be a scumbag, you have the freedom to do it. If you want to live like the way these people live, such angry and nasty and negative and jealous and disgusting existences, you can do that. Though we don't have to put up with it, and the families of these tragedies or people, you know, the fact that these people are so stupid that they think that, you know, I wouldn't doubt it if Betty and Molly don't start going after family members of, is his name Brian, the bad guy in this case, right?
Yeah.
And
Brian,
a person that was close to Brian, because I don't, like I said, I don't talk about the case too much myself, but I'll give you some details, is his father. But I don't think his father, in my opinion, until I have evidence, and when I do, I'll blast it. But I don't think his father yet has done anything wrong according to the cops, according to the story. If I'm wrong, update me there. But my point is, what they'll do is they don't even give a shit if it's real or not. They don't care if it's legal or not. They don't care if it was a, you know, they'll just go in and make these other people, if they can't get their hands, the hands that typically choke the life out of people, or attempt to at least, if they can't get their hands into the suspect. One of the main reasons why they're probably mad the suspect got picked up is because they're going to have to find a new case. They're not going to be able to spread conspiracies. They're going to get answers. It's going to solve things. They don't make money when that happens. They make money from the case being open and malleable and misinformation and lying and going to these areas, which they're being stopped from doing. Their business models built on harassment and lies and misinformation has been shut down. This is only going to keep happening. This is not going to stop. YouTube will eventually follow suit. Now that the Popo are doing this, YouTube is going to have an excuse to finally come in and do something. And they won't get so much heat for taking action on people.
That is significant. Now, what is customary in cases like these that are unsolved, people take it up upon themselves online to figure out missing pieces, gaps.
Because they're just idiots, is the thing. Yeah, you really try, people that really try to report, really try to track things is great. And you can find so many good channels out there that do that. This is not
offering your opinion or having like an open panel where you discuss like what do you think happened is great. What they're going after is people coming out and saying this person directly had something to do with this. Yes. And then they get like 100 million likes or whatever, and all of a sudden now this person is getting harassed, right?
And that's why it's so great that professor sued the TikToker. I'm going to get every bit of information I can about that situation. And I'm going to give it to you here in the coming weeks. We finally have a professor who is stated to be a suspect by some internet sleuth is suing the internet sleuth. So I hope they don't back down. I hope they go and get money. I hope they get a judgment against this
They're
internet
suing her for
sleuth.
defamation. Yeah, right now because the TikTok that this person did it in got over, I want to say it was like 100 million views, where they are claiming that this professor is like the suspect in the Idaho 4, right?
Oh my God, dude. See, and this is when real defamation happens, like with the Cardi B scenario, where a YouTuber literally just made stuff up about Cardi B until they had like 100,000 subs and were getting viral videos. And then they got a judgment against them for a huge amount of money, in the millions, to Cardi B. And I hope that because of the viralness of this video, that this professor gets a huge judgment against this TikToker. And you know what sucks? You don't make that much money when you get these TikToks like this. You get a viral TikTok, maybe you're going to get some followers, maybe you're going to get some attention. It's not like YouTube where you get a bunch of money from ad revenue and stuff. So this person is probably just going to be out of their pocket for whatever they lose against this professor. God forbid them actually failing, but let's hope this professor does get a good result, because this is illegal. These people want to pretend that they are concerned for these crimes while they're out there doing these crimes to other people. And then they want to scream defamation. If I say that defaming this professor is a crime, it is. If you identified him as a suspect and he's not, you have committed a crime against this professor. And well, people do it all the time. Yeah, but when it goes viral, it actually damages a reputation because of how defamation works. Finally, we'll have a case where hopefully something can happen.
And information, oftentimes that delve into conspiracy theories. The police are very cognizant of this, going so far as to say those who are spreading this could be potentially subject to criminal charges. Okay.
So, Navy, this right here is why Betty is pretending to be a reporter and acting safe. This.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
And that exposes her.
It does, and they have clipped her wings is what's happened, and thank God they have, right?
Yeah.
So, because what is she doing now? She's uploading the most boring content I've ever seen.
We're going to look at some of it. We're about to look at some of the stuff that Betty's doing.
Like when you showed me when you showed me that the cleaning company,
I know, bro.
Video,
isn't it great?
That was just, I'm just like, really? Like, this is riveting content? Okay.
That's my job. It's to find this stuff for you guys. Oh, and I find it. Yeah, this is incredible. And it's the fact that when, it could be as easily as it is Betty, any of the others. Okay, just because Molly would be doing the same thing, but she was late. She missed. Because of the New Year, she showed up a day late where she was going to go to cover stuff. So she missed her opportunity, and Betty was there, and you're going to see what they did. You're going to your head is going to spin. You know what? Let's get back to it. We want to hear what old Miss Molly Pants. Why are you upset, Molly? What's the issue? Aren't you just ecstatic? You wanted justice in this case. You want these things to get resolved quickly. Remember, I'm protesting because the cops didn't do it fast enough. So we're going to hear Molly. If she was being honest about her protesting in the past, we're going to hear her ecstatic over the fact, right? That's what we should hear. Her being ecstatic over the fact that they have arrested someone and that this case may be over soon and that they might be moving to court so that they can there's not going to be a big open case for them to spread conspiracy theories, lies, report on, go protest. None of this is going to, you know what I'm saying? So let's see what what her true feelings are about Brian being picked up here, okay? Oh my God, Cherie, Navy, Aussie Trisha, Tamara, Misha, and someone else got one. Thank you, Cherie. It really helps us do what we do. So thank you so much. You guys are excellent.
Cherie. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, you just got one. Doc just got one. Tamara got one. Aussie Trisha and Jessica. Jess got one. Go, Jess.
In Pennsylvania, and have him flown back to Idaho.
I want you to listen to the tone of Molly's voice. I want you to listen to whether she's mad, whether she's happy, whether she's sad. I want you to listen to how Molly reacts to this, okay?
Cater to his every need.
So all of a sudden, he's being flown and he's being catered to.
And
she's mad. She's mad. Look at her.
the whole. I guess he's in solitary confinement, and
Good, he's in solitary. Good. Let's hope he sits there and, rots. Let's hope he rots, right?
he's wearing
If he did it, allegedly.
a special
He's being
suit.
flown. Flown where? He's like, they just did the extradition the other day to Idaho.
Why would they fly him? They typically put him on a damn bus or in a van and they make him just sweat it out across the country. Why would they fly the guy?
Because of what's going on, it may be because it's such a high pride, they may have to fly him.
True.
So that's very possible. But he's not flying like first class or on a private
He's
jet.
chained
Like,
up.
he's on a he's in business
He's not
class
drinking.
or
He ain't getting no champagne.
No.
Janie.
Oh, Janie.
What are you doing to me? I love it. Thank you, Janie. All right. Make sure you guys have gifted memberships turned on in the chat so that you can get your membership. It used to be you had to turn it on. You might have to turn it on. But I
had to turn mine on, yeah.
You did? Okay. Mimi got one. Jessica got one. Marcy got one. KCG got one. All right. Janie, thank you. I appreciate the support very much. I really do.
To keep him from himself. You know what? I just want to know why he did it, but no.
You want to know why he did it. How about you get a degree? How about you study criminology? How about you
he's not wearing a special suit.
Oh, yeah, she thinks that this dude's like being dressed in the finest suits and getting the royal treatment.
You know what
She's
he's wearing?
angry.
A bulletproof vest. He's wearing a bulletproof vest so
and he's
that
got
somebody doesn't
handcuffs
shoot him in transit.
and foot cuffs. And you know what? What you have to do when they act like this is try. You really got to try. And they're not honest people. They're not honest. So you have to basically figure out what it is they're mad about. Listen to what they're saying, and then figure out, match their emotion and their appearance of how they're acting to what it is they're really upset about. Because she's going to give you information and do her best to be deceptive. She's not going to want you to know that she's really mad that she's not getting attention. She's really mad that she's not the center of attention and that she's lost her ability to spread theories and gain clicks because now she knows the story is going to die down. And I don't think the story will, but I think that the way they manipulate the story and exploit the story is going to be cut short due to this happening. Now, again, I really don't, but I hate to repeat myself, but remember, they protested that they wanted these perpetrators caught quicker, and so why isn't Betty and Molly and all these people cheering and screaming and celebrating? You'd expect them to do a celebratory stream.
He had a lot of visitors come to Moscow to come see him. I guess there was a lot of visitors that wanted to say who he was. Ooh, they all.
You realize that your friends are in Moscow right now and they've been looking for this guy.
What's she even talking about? She acts like this guy has a fan club or something that came to see him. He just got arrested.
She's mad. She is pissed off. She literally wants people to get angry. She's going to have people. You wait and see that there's not going to be a conspiracy come from these people, that the cops did something wrong or something or whatever. They're going to spin this because they're just pissed that their wallet, their pocketbook just got cut open from the bottom. They got a big slice down the back of their pocketbook, and every time they exploit money into that shit, it falls right out.
Went to Moscow to get a glimpse of this new celebrity.
New celebrity. Oh,
he is not a celebrity. What is wrong with you?
We want people to be we want the cops to arrest these people right away. Well, you got your wish. You protested your ass off. You said the protest was for this. The result of you guys and stuff you screamed and yelled for, you got it, a very quick arrest, and you're not happy?
Yeah,
I just skipped it on accident. She said he's famous. Here, I'll play it for you. Let's listen to this because I want you to hear it.
New celebrity. He's famous.
He's famous and I'm not.
He's infamous. He's infamous. That is not the same thing.
To Molly, it is, right? To Molly, any attention is good attention. Yeah. Molly's probably sitting here like, I wonder what I got to do to be famous.
Yeah, he's famous.
Well, Molly, you already were arrested for stealing money from a hooker. So
I know you got a lot of attention when you robbed that hooker of all of her night's earnings. I mean, shit, Molly, you got plenty of hookers you can go steal from.
But not only that, but we glorify these.
How? This is what I this is why I commentate. You know, these mother fluffers out there, you'll get these people that are Molly simps, these pathetic Molly simps that they go around mad at doxers and they get mad at people that share their BMWs and shit like that, right? But then you get someone like Molly, who's the most braggadocious human being on the planet, the most doxiest person on the planet, and they are literally just addicted to her, right? And they say that we criticize Molly because we are obsessed with Molly is why we're criticizing her, when it's just, of course, the other way around. They are the obsessed ones. But my point is, how is it that, you know, Molly is sitting here playing this game and we don't have, like, none of them are going to say a thing about this, for one, and we're being shit on for covering it. But we cover it because it's a good topic. This is pretty crazy. This is pretty... you know, it's hard to even find the words. It's surprising that she thinks that she can be upset about this arrest and at the same time that it's not going to show everybody how bad she is or how exploitative she is. You know, I know my words aren't coming out right now, but it's just shocking, right?
The thing is this, is that she sits there and talks about, oh, we're making him a celebrity and how we do this. If they didn't cover this, if they didn't, you know, show him being transported, didn't, you know, show the fact that he was in custody.
They would say it didn't happen.
They would say that the cops were covering something up. Yeah.
I know, right? You just can't win. And that's the thing. These are the things that prove they are exploiting these stories. These are the things that I think need to have a light shined on it. That's why I support nonsense. It's why I support the people out there who clip this stuff. Even though there's a force of people out there attacking nonsense right now in the most disgusting, bullying way, narcissistic way possible, attacking her, I support her still, and I hope all of you are still supporting her too, because that's what's going on. They've got people now that are following them, and they're trying to take tips from... I need a different shirt. I got to get one of my other shirts. This is pissing me off. They take tips from Molly. They want to copy Molly. And the changes with Idaho, the police standing up to these people, it's also pissing off the people that are trying to mimic Molly. So you can tell that this had a huge effect on these people, but let's let them talk.
Killers.
Well,
go ahead. I'll change my shirt. Go ahead.
Right fast, like Molly is the one person, is one of those people who, if you found the cure for cancer, she would come out with a video the next day yelling and screaming about how you're making oncologists lose their jobs, right? And this is how ridiculous she is. They want to get views and clicks and all this kind of stuff. It is just absolutely, like, just any contrarian view that she can take to get people to watch her. It's crazy. Yeah, it looks like it is Tom Cruise in her window. I don't know. It's either Tom Cruise or one of the Beatles.
Much better. I'm back. But you get what I'm saying. Like, I hope that nonsense doesn't stop. Kool-Aid doesn't stop, because we need to show the transformation that happens in the next few weeks. And when the next tragedy happens, I think the same thing's going to happen. I think they're going to stop the tragedy pimps. So this is a great momentous occasion.
We know their names, you know, but ask any random person on the street. Can you name any of these kids?
Okay, so you know the name. If I wasn't looking at his last name, I wouldn't be able to say it. I know his name's Brian. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything?
This happens all the time. It happens every time you get someone who is involved in something like this. Their name is going to be out there more than the victim's name. Unfortunately, it happens because they're brought up on trial. They're getting transported. It's news. Like, she actually, this is something new. It's not. It happens all the time.
And if she was being honest, she could do a documentary on the victim. She could do a what do you call it, where you put a focus on them and you respect them. You try not to dox them. You try not to get inappropriate. But if she really meant what she was saying and she really felt like, oh, these victims need to be more known, then why aren't you doing something about it? You know, we know you're not mad because the victims' names aren't known. You're mad because the cops shut you down and they found their perp.
Can you name any of these victims? I can, but can you?
Oh, that makes you so special. You're so special. You can name the victims. You're so special. Oh, good.
Wrote
good
them down
lordy.
on a paper in front of you, Molly.
Okay, what
Like-
about any of the other victims in the United States in the last 3 weeks? Other than the 2 cases you've been following around, can you name any other victims of any of these crimes? Because there have been a lot of crimes that have happened like this in the United States. Murmur, of course, I'm talking about. There have been a lot of people that lost their lives in the United States. And you're only focused, Molly, on the ones that are being covered by the mainstream media. Why is it that you don't, you know, these things you say can be so quickly turned on you that it's not even funny?
So they're catering to his every need.
They're not catering to his every need. That's the most insane. Every need would be, what do you need, Brian? Well, I need a brand new pair of shoes. I need a pack of cigarettes. I need some heroin, because I know he was a junkie at some point in his life. This has been on the news. Whatever Brian needed, they would give to him, right? They're not. They're only giving him the bare survival. They're not even catering to him. This is a complete lie, right, Navy?
Yes, it is a lie because, okay, so when you are within the custody of the penal system, be it the local police or the actual like prison or whatever, they have to keep you alive.
Yeah, that's it.
They are responsible for your safety. They are responsible to make sure that your dietary needs are met, whether it's, you know, she's going to talk about it here in a second, so I won't bring it up. But yeah, well, they are responsible.
They're not even catering to his entertainment right now. They're not even giving him books to read or movies to watch. He's in solitary, for God's sakes. That's not catering to How is solitary?
Does she not know what solitary confinement is? Like, you're locked by yourself. Solitary confinement, especially for like some of the like bigger prisoners, so like
what,
the
20
most
minutes?
dangerous of the day, they get 1 hour a day.
1 hour.
23 hours. 23 hours a day. They are inside their cell by themselves. 1 hour a day to get out. And they eat. Everything is in that cell. 1 hour a day. They get some yard time by themselves to like get outside and see the sun and then come back in. 23 hours a day. They are in solitary confinement, which sounds horrible.
How is that pampering and catering to everything and needs and yada? I mean, it's just such a liar. And again, you got to ask, why is she saying this? Why is she lying? Why is she being deceptive? Because, and like Lauren said, Lauren made a good point, but because she's mad that he got picked up. Lauren says they are responsible for his health and safety. That's it. She also said she must be thinking solitary is like being alone in Vegas. Solitary is where they leave you alone with a stripper so you can steal all her money, right, Molly?
Cherie dropped something in the Molly room for you. It says, Idaho suspect held in suicide gown. Watch 24 hours.
So, yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, this dude isn't having a good time. You are not being honest to your subs. And I hope that her subs aren't listening and believing the stuff she's saying. I hope they're like mad about this. They should be mad about this. They should be angry that Molly is trying to lie about. And again, what does this do? But this angers people at the police. You know, it angers people at, you know, the people that are responsible for Brian. And that's why those are the people, ironically, Molly would be mad at by making an early arrest. Those are the people she blames for stopping them from making money. So, yeah, pretty ironic, isn't it?
Well, and the thing is that you kind of make it out like they haven't done this with every other like suspect.
Yeah.
They do this with everybody.
Normal.
It's not
This is some normal shit. This is completely normal.
To his special vegan diet.
They're not catering to his special vegan diet. No, they're really not, though. This is.
Well, I mean, they're catering in the aspect of like, are they going to give him, if he says I'm a vegan, then they're going to give him a vegan diet? Yes.
I disagree with what she's. I think what she's saying is that she just said they're catering to his special vegan diet. No, they're not. They're giving him a basic vegan diet. They're giving him like, this motherfucker would make his parents throw away a pot or not use a pot if animals had touched it. That's how much of a vegan he was. He ain't getting that treatment in there, Molly. They're using the same pots and pans they cook the meat on, and they're cooking him up. There's a vegan option in some jails and prisons. It's a more like, I think it's a more like progressive thing or something, isn't it not? But they're basically, it's not, she's saying that they're doing this for him. No, they do it for everybody. They're not giving him a single special treatment.
So what the prison system and the jail system and stuff does is that they adhere to people's, like, you know, aspects of their certain diets.
They do it for everybody.
You could be a vegan. You could be a vegan because you're allergic to a lot of stuff. You could be a vegan for a lot of different things. So they have these things set up. You could be because of a religious diet. Like
he's not getting special treatment is the point, right? That's kind of how she's saying it, and that's just not true, right?
And they even went out and purchased for him some special cutlery or
what now?
And pots and pans.
No, that's what his parents did. There is no information out there that the police, she just said that the prison, the jail, has went out and bought brand new pots and pans for Brian. She just said this. Can anybody fact check that for me really quick? Because I had no clue she was going to say this. She just said this. She is lying. She has put out a claim that the police have bought him his own set of pots and pans, when the only part of the story that said that was his parents had to buy him his own set of pots and pans. Am I wrong? I mean, I feel like I shouldn't have to go fact check this. It's just absurd.
Well, it doesn't matter. The point is that they decided to do this because the thing is, adhering to specialty diets in prison and all that kind of stuff is not new.
Exactly.
It is not.
It's not what she's presenting it to be. It's not placating Brian.
Oh wait, he's the first vegan they've ever arrested? No.
Okay, Lauren. No. I don't want to miss these. Lauren says that's what the aunt said she needed to do when he came over for dinner. Exactly. And then Cherie says that is false. She's trying to make the same claim as the aunt made. So she is factually lying on purpose to try and spread misinformation about this arrest. And again, she's angry he's arrested. She's angry he's getting attention because she can't make money off of this story like she planned another couple months. 3 to 6. You know how Molly says, remember when the patron quit? That one patron that was supposed to do work for her left, and Molly had gave her $300, and Molly gets back $50 a month from the patron. And when the patron left, Molly said, you just stole money from my business, because she wasn't going to get back the money that she paid the patron through Patreon, right? So that's the same thing Molly's doing here. See, she's looked ahead and said, I'm getting X amount of months out of a lot of money from the Idaho story, because it'll be a while before they make an arrest. And because they just made an arrest, now she's taking it out on them by lying, because that's what she does.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He got some, I guess they made a stop at Williams-Sonoma on the way. Yeah, to get.
So now, hold on. We need a fact checker. Cherie, I don't know if you want to do it or not, because now she's saying that the police, while they were flying him to the jail, made a stop at Williams-Sonoma. I don't even know what Williams-Sonoma is, but they made a stop at Williams-Sonoma and bought him his own pots and pans. What? How do you say? Is this real? Are you serious? It doesn't make sense, Navy. I'm losing it.
Well, okay, like, even if they did, the thing is that what they're doing is making sure that there is nothing that he can use against them or anybody else of being treated.
I don't think they did. If they,
I don't think
that's
they did
just
either.
insane.
I agree. Like,
Williams-Sonoma, that's a home decor furniture place. They own CB2 and West Elm, says Remy. I need a source, Molly. I need a source. Hold on.
Citation needed.
Police buy Brian Koberger his own pots. Nothing's coming up.
Nope.
Nothing's coming up. How would the jail know they were his pots? Engrave them? Exactly. Also, how do we know that the jail, who instructed who gave permission from the jail? So the jail heard a story from the aunt in the news that Brian wouldn't eat off of pots and pans where animals had been prepared. So the dude who runs the jail, when he heard Brian was coming in, called the dudes transporting him and said, "Stop right now at the Williams-Sonoma and get Brian his own pots and pans." You've got to be shitting me, Molly. I don't believe this.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yeah.
It's I don't know if he's keeping kosher. I don't know why they needed pots and pans.
Kosher is not vegan. What are you talking about?
Why can't she link? Why can't she source what she's saying?
Kosher,
it's so insane.
Kosher is Jewish. Like, she doesn't even understand what she's talking about.
Lauren says, "Why Williams-Sonoma? Why not Target?" I think she's doing this on purpose. For fuck's sake, I've never heard this.
You don't even have to go by Target. You can go by Walmart. That's what they wanted to do. You can go by Walmart to get new pots and pans.
And who's paying for him? Was this an approved payment by the jail? You know, we've been following this story for days, and no one's heard this.
And now she's claiming, "Oh, was he keeping kosher?" Do you even know what that means, Molly? You don't.
I know.
Because otherwise
she has no idea. She has no idea.
Diet. Unbeknownst
Is he a Jewish vegan?
to me.
I didn't realize he was a Jewish
But he's
vegan.
definitely getting some special treatment.
So she says, "Unbeknownst to me." Hold on, let's hear that sentence, because she might have just admitted she doesn't know what she's talking about.
I don't know why they needed pots and pans for a vegan diet. Unbeknownst.
Yeah, I don't know where you're getting this from. I have no clue where this came from, because we've looked for this, can't find it. We have been following this story, not heard this. It's crazy.
To me. But he's definitely getting some special treatment.
Unbeknownst to me, but he's definitely getting special. He's getting treatment that no one else would get.
And the first thing I thought of was the parents of these kids.
No, you didn't. You liar. You liar. What? The first thing you thought of was that you don't get to keep making money off this story now that they brought this dude in. You didn't think about the parents or that these kids or nothing. You kidding me?
And what must be going through their minds thinking?
Oh, shut up. Oh my God, you're not even good at this anymore.
Why is this guy getting special treatment?
He's not getting special treatment, you dumb cow.
Oh my God, she just said that the parents are going to be mad that he's getting special treatment. What? What the? I'm mind boggled.
God, she is the stupidest person.
I had no clue it was this bad. I had no clue it was this bad. I'd only seen a little tiny bit of the beginning. I got to start preparing myself for this show.
Why are people coming out from all over to get a glimpse of?
I haven't heard about this.
The man who did.
Remy says, Remy just checked. It's $14.99 for a frying pan at Walmart. It's $59.99 at Williams-Sonoma. I don't think they went to Williams-Sonoma, Molly.
This is my child.
I don't think they bought him pans, Molly.
3 others. We don't know why he did it. I guess a bunch of us are thinking.
Oh, here we go. You've been thinking. I don't want to know what you've been thinking.
I guess legal analysts.
I smell the smoke from here.
You notice she keeps saying, "I guess," every time she brings something. I don't think she's telling the truth. Lauren says they did not stop. This is a prisoner transfer, not a vacation. Now we've got to figure out why she made this up. Look, it surprises me too, guys. It's pretty shocking to hear, because you got to say,
no, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Well, this is what happens to her when she goes viral. She went viral because of Summer Wells. She went viral because of Dre. She goes viral, makes money, does dumb things, gets laughed at, gets made fun of, has a breakdown, and then she just loses her mind for like 3 months. And then she disappears off the internet for like 6 months and comes back and does it again. So I guess she's in the losing her mind phase. She's just lying.
Look at what Menace just dropped in the Bomber General.
Right, let's pull it up. Thank you, Menace. If you guys need me to see anything, me and Navy are keeping an eye on General. As always, Menace and the admins, if you need to jump up and tell us anything, you've got access to the room. You can just come on in. His request for vegan meals in the Pennsylvania jail was granted, including peanut butter and jelly, and blah, 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 blah. Cohenberger left the jail early Wednesday and is now in Leda County, Idaho, waiting his first court appearance there. Once that happens, the state allows the court to unseal the case, which will have information. So again, this is not true, Molly. You're lying. There's nothing about pots and pans here. The only thing they gave him was a request for vegan meals. And they even made sure to tell the news media exactly what they gave Brian. No pots and pans.
Yes.
No pots and pans from fucking super expensive furniture store, whatever the hell she said. Williams-Sonoma. Again, I'm going to read it for Molly one more time because I know she's a little bit slow on this. Request for vegan meals granted, which is normal. This isn't special. If you get arrested for stealing from another stripper next Tuesday, which is likely to happen, or if Betty chokes somebody out next Wednesday, which is extremely likely to happen, and you guys go to jail and you ask for a vegan meal instead of a regular meal, they're going to give it to you. This is normal for everyone that gets to jail now. But they didn't buy him pots and pans from Williams freaking Sonoma, you liar. And for you to lie...
It's like the next thing she's going to say, they brought in a special chef to cook him vegan meals. Right?
Menace just made a great point, too. He says, there is the special treatment, peanut butter and jelly and a potato. Molly turned peanut and jelly and a potato into what she just said. She should not be allowed to talk about true crime. She should not be allowed to talk about these subjects. This is disgusting.
Lawyers, people like myself.
Oh, but she wants to tell your kids how to live. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's going to tell you what parents think about tragedies. She's going to tell you, you know, she's going to give you life coaching advice. This woman is going to life coach you. Peggy says she never goes away. I know, Peggy. I know.
I'm thinking that since he was a criminology major and he...
Oh, here we go. So now that he's a criminology major, something special
was,
here.
Very intrigued by this type of thing that he wanted to see if he could get away with it. That's what I'm thinking.
How do you go from Williams-Sonoma to this in one breath?
I don't know what you're thinking, but that's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking you've lost your shit. I'm thinking your content is horrible. And I'm hoping more YouTubers laugh at this because this needs to be laughed at. This needs to be laughed at as bad as my shirt. I need a new shirt.
I'm listening to her and I'm just thinking like you're an idiot. You're just an idiot.
I'm thinking she's lying because she is.
Not only is she lying, but she's one of the dumbest people I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, she makes these assumptions out of nowhere. Like she just like maybe she shops at Williams-Sonoma and she's like, oh, I guess everyone shops there because I'm an idiot.
Oh yeah,
right.
Well, and yes, chat. When I put my sweaters on, I do a duck flap to get my, my sleeves to pull up. This is regular with me.
I always have to put the victim first.
Look at her. Look at her face. I always got to put the victim first. What? What? You're lying. You're lying about the murmurer. You're not. That's not putting the victim first. That's putting the victims last. That is you exploiting the scenario. This is you taking out your personal issues. Yes. Exactly. Lying about this, thank you, Navy, is putting you and your issues with this story first. Okay? What is that behind her? What is going on behind her? Who the fuck is this?
Tom Cruise or Ringo Starr?
Oh God, I do not want to know what she's doing with that Tom Cruise.
I know, right?
The things that Tom Cruise has seen.
Lauren T says she probably thinks it's unreasonable to not feed pork to Jewish people or Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think Brian was Jewish. I've never heard that about him.
No, she's the only one that said anything about being kosher. Like she's an idiot.
I know. So now Brian's kosher, and Brian somehow used his magical powers of criminology to convince the jailers to pull over and buy him extremely expensive pots and pans. This dude is good. This dude has some mental mind. According to Molly, this guy can control minds. And man, that face. That's the face of someone who just regrets what she just said. Like, it's already starting to process in her mind, like, I probably shouldn't have just lied for a solid 4 minutes just now, because I'm probably going to get hammered for this. But you know what? Let's hear what else she has, because she's probably going to keep going. This is incredible.
And never, ever the suspect.
You just put the suspect first by lying about the suspect. You've lied about the suspect because you're mad at the cops and mad that you're not getting any attention from this and that he is. And because of that, you started to lie. You've created a lie. That is the definition of you putting the suspect first. You're protecting him. You're making people... If your audience believes what you're saying, if you got what you wanted through this lie, you would be turning the people in your audience against the cops, and you would be angering them against the people that arrested him. So yes, you are putting him first.
Oh, innocent until proven guilty. Really? Okay.
Innocent until proven guilty. Really? Okay. What is...
Yeah, that's called the American justice system, you vapid cow.
Yeah, but why is she saying this is my point. Why is she saying this? And be careful, be careful. I don't want to get demonetized. But why? What makes her get... Why is she, like, harping on innocent until proven guilty right now? She's the literal definition of guilty until proven innocent. She goes around and she'll, like, look at the couple facts she can find on the internet, determine who the victim, who the suspect is. She'll go there and start harassing their family because she has dubbed them guilty until before their trial is started. And she lies, creates conspiracies to help fuel this guilty until, you know, proven innocent mentality she has.
But yeah, it just makes me want...
Go ahead.
No, she just magically thinks that, like, you know, her, like, somehow she just knows better than everybody else. And if people aren't listening to her and her conclusions on things, that, you know, the justice system just doesn't listen to me. Yeah, there's a reason. You're an idiot.
There's another thing too. This is another reason she's mad about him getting attention. Right there. Is she can't get no views off of this. She's only got 2,000 views. You're down here with RockAlot now, Molly. You're down here in my range. I get more than you do now. I'm doing better than you, Molly. Uh-oh.
Wonder why these people going out of their way to cater to this man.
It's not true, but go ahead.
It's a lie.
They're calling him this.
It's just a lie, but please continue.
High profile.
Okay, so because you don't know what the definition of high profile is, because of the virality of the story, because of it dealing with such a big topic, it by definition is a high profile case. Because of the media attention, it's a high profile case. So since you just don't understand the definition of that word, I just helped you.
Killer. High profile.
This is literally her job.
That's what she says.
He's getting in Pennsylvania and now Idaho, he's getting this special vegan diet. Who the hell?
He's not getting a special vegan diet. Every prisoner can ask for it, and every prisoner can get it. That is the opposite of the word special.
Peanut butter and potatoes. Yeah, that's super special. Yeah,
and you know what? They're not giving him more than the peanut butter and the potatoes. They're not giving him more than... It's not like they're giving him... They're not bringing him a tray and saying, here's the regular food, now here's some peanut butter and potatoes. They're literally replacing his meals with what Menace showed us. And you know what? I'm happy that he asked for this shit. He got peanut butter and jelly, applesauce, vegetables, beans, rice, cereal, and maybe some potatoes, according to the source. So they didn't even go all out. This dude's getting some bland. Do you really think the cooks are making this stuff like gourmet level? Is that what you're thinking, Molly? That they're literally like spicy? There's no spices. There's probably no salt. There's not even any pepper for this dude.
How are you, Morrissey? High profile. You're getting a vegan diet, eh? Nice.
She has a thing against vegans. She really hates vegans, you know?
She really does. No, she really does. She hates vegans.
I like making vegan jokes, but I also like making people that eat meat jokes. So I'm like I make fun of both sides. You get me? So, but Molly, she doesn't make fun of one side or the other. She hates vegans. She hates them.
Nice. Are they also contacting Stella McCartney to
Who the hell is Stella McCartney?
provide the wardrobe for this.
Oh, there's that face again. There's that face again. I love it, man. She's really mad. She's really angry.
She's really mad. She's not getting any more attention on this.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
acting as if they're
This
reaching
is-
out to some like famous designer to get clothing for him. He's getting the
they-
same clothing everyone else gets. You
Did they reach out to Stella McCarthy to pick out his prison wardrobe? I'm so angry.
Heathen. I don't understand this.
We don't
I don't
either.
understand.
Why does this guy deserve special treatment? I don't.
Elizabeth says, I wonder if they've seen on the new report that was on Fox today, Idaho is not going to put up with them and their behavior if they come to Idaho. I just showed that. We showed the report.
Yeah.
We showed Fox Live covering it, and they're not putting up with them. They're not catering to them. Even people online that send threatening messages to family members, police, people that name somebody, like there's a lawsuit right now for those of you that just came in, because earlier we only had like 120, so we got 160 right now. So I'll tell you real quick, there is a lawsuit from a professor against a TikToker who identified them as a suspect for defamation. So people all across the internet who are tragedy pimps and liars and conspiracy theorists on these subjects are finally getting the word's getting out. The word we all, not myself, we all, this incredibly large group of people that are standing up and saying, no more doing this to these tragedies, no more going and lying about this to boost your social media presence. YouTube, get your shit together. TikTok, get your shit together. Police station, do something to protect your citizens. We actually are getting a positive outcome from what we've been doing. And of course, I'm not talking about my channel or myself. I'm talking about the entire community, because there's a very large group of us who have been pushing for these people, along with the others out there on other websites, to actually be held accountable for what they're doing.
Don't know, and I don't know why nobody's making a fuss over this. I don't understand why I'm the only person on the internet that has a problem with that.
Because you're
it's
the only
not
person.
special treatment.
You're the only person that made this up, Molly, and because it's not true, nobody else cares. You can get upset over your lies. You can get upset over your creations all day. The fantasies that you live in, you can go around being mad about them all you want, but we're not going to do it with you.
I don't know. I heard people talking on the news, and they're just very coy about it. And I'm sitting here like, hello?
Hold on. She heard it on the news. She just said she heard this thing where they bought him gourmet, expensive pots and pans on the news. I wonder what news station said that.
Is Justin bringing this up? Is BullHorn Betty bringing this up?
Now she's mad at Justin and Betty. Why is she
throwing
mad
them
at
under
them?
the bus? Ooh,
Why
I
is she mad
wonder.
at them? I gotta look real quick. I know Betty ain't getting that many views. Betty is getting double or triple what Molly's getting right now, but Betty is not doing good. She's most of the stuff, the people that go watch Betty are laughing at her and making fun of her, thank God. I haven't looked at Justin. I haven't paid attention to Justin in a week or two. I need to look. Hold on. What did he change his channel name to? I know he changed it.
I think it's still Justice for All, Justin for All, or something now. He changed
It's
it
just
back.
Justin. He changed it back. Oh. Okay. Oh. Wait. Justice for All. Okay, I just clicked it. 11 days ago, Cassie Joe Stoddart. Oh, this has to do with Idaho. And then we've got 8 hours ago, Live Court Brian. So it looks like Justin's getting around 20,000 viewers when he uploads about Idaho. Molly's getting between 5 and 10, and she's doesn't rarely get 10 from what I saw, and I might have to look again. Molly has been getting nothing compared to her channel size. I'm sorry. You know who's getting massive views right now, Molly? I am. Hey, Betty, you know who's getting massive views? Me. Because my channel's only got 5,000 subs, and I'm getting a huge percentage of my views every single day. You're supposed to look at how many subs you got and then the percentage to how many views, and you want it to be 10%. Molly ain't clearing like 2%. It looks like Justin's doing all right. Okay, we got to go live. She hasn't uploaded in a while. So yeah, Melanie. Who's Melanie? Melanie Martin. Showboy Bakery Experience. The hell is this?
There's another bakery.
It used to be by my house.
You're in a...
Molly's lost her mind, y'all. Sloan never apologizes. The Nick Carter's. You got to work on your titles. Sloan never apologizes. Not going to be apologized around here. We'll take a look at Justin today. Justin, yeah, he's escaped my radar. Maybe he doesn't need to. Thanks, Molly.
Is there anybody else on the internet? Is there anyone in the news? Is anyone talking about this? And does anybody have a problem? Because I would like to get my fat ass on a plane and tell them what I think of that.
I have a problem with you lying your ass off.
That's her wanting money. That's her wanting money to go. She's asking for money to go.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I wonder, is she going to try and start a protest now? God, wouldn't that be excellent? Wouldn't that be just excellent if they try to protest in Idaho? Oh my God. Maybe I should try to support Molly protesting in Idaho. Because if we do support her to go protest in Idaho, then she'll probably get in trouble.
I'm supporting her getting arrested. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm 100% behind her getting some brand new shiny bracelets.
Yeah.
Screw him. The fuck is the matter?
No, don't do that. He should be in solitary.
With them? Son of a bitch.
Oh, she's getting mad now.
I was about to pick up and call that friggin' jail and be like, you know what? Put me through to someone that
what are you going to do? You are
you've
nobody.
Gotta be kidding. A special vegan diet.
She's really, really going off, dude. So first she convinces herself of something. And after she does that, instead of reading the news report and getting the facts, she convinces herself of a lie, and then she just gets mad. You can kind of tell she's faking it, though. You can kind of tell she knows she's lying.
I think
this isn't real Mad Molly.
Should call the jail. I think she should go up there.
She should call the jail and ask for her own cell. Hey, I've been running fraud razors, doxing people, and doing a bunch of illegal stuff. Can you put me next to Brian, please? That's what she needs to do.
No way.
Yeah.
Wasn't Paris Hilton in jail for like a month or something?
She's half smiling, bro.
I think she was talking about they gave her a hard-boiled egg every day and an orange. And this one's getting a vegan diet?
That's a vegan diet, isn't it? That is a kind of vegan diet. Some vegans will eat eggs. That's probably why she got a hard-boiled egg and an orange every day, because she wanted a special diet other than what they were giving. Like, I shouldn't use the word special.
If she's eating an egg, it's not vegan, but yeah.
Well, you know, it's some vegans will eat certain animal products, but you know, it depends on how it's just a diet, right? They can't let people starve, and some people are so, you know, they want to feel so special that they, you know, will only eat if you bring them this. So it's not like they go out and spend money doing it, though. They're going to go to the kitchen at the jail and grab them something that will fit what they'll eat. They're not literally ordering them freaking gourmet meals like Molly's trying to pretend. Oh, Betty's temper is so bad that she will choke someone out at the drop of a dime.
Really?
J-Dub, thank you.
I really think people...
Vegetarians eat dairy, says Hope. I've heard of some eating eggs. I know it's a little bit crazy, but I've heard of it. Maybe they're not really vegetarians if they eat eggs. Maybe that's just a bad way for me to designate it, right?
People need to start making a stink about this.
Oh, now you want more people to protest. Now you want people to make a stank.
Because he is not special. He should be hung by his fucking balls.
No, he shouldn't. Not until he had a trial. You can't do it until you cannot do it to anyone, regardless of what they've done, until they have their trial. And the reason is not because of them. It is because we aren't fascists. We aren't going to let innocent people constantly be hung by their balls, whatever it is you said. We're not going to let innocent people. The trial makes sure that they're guilty. The trial is the thing that says that they're guilty, not the news, not the details. And when societies go in and start playing these games where they allow for us to punish people before they've had their trial, we will become a fascist society. It is what opens, it's literally the thing that opens the door for us to get to a point where we start thinking it's okay to make rash judgments that allow us to become evil. It allows us to think we're doing good, but we end up doing it to it. The difference between evil and good can be doing this to an innocent person or to someone that deserves it. That can be the difference between good and evil. Massive evil.
Well, and Molly pretends that she is all about justice, but justice is like Lauren's talking about in the live chat. It is due process of law. It is due process.
That
they have
is
to come
justice.
In, and they have to show beyond the shadow of a doubt that you did this thing.
What
right?
they do is
That's
not justice. You know, justice is like screaming into a bullhorn isn't justice. It's not going to get justice. It's not going to do anything positive unless you're protesting with very specific goals for change. But those are something that have to be, you know, very much established. You can't just go in there and scream and scream and scream. And when someone walks up and says, "What do you want?" I want the bad guys arrested. That is not justice. It's a fantasy. This is childishness. This is, I could go on rant right now, but it would not be entertaining.
If you want to scream in front of the cops, right? If you want to scream in front of the cops, someone should be arrested. That is you wanting justice to be enacted. In and of itself is not justice.
True. So for those of you that just came in and weren't here in the beginning, this is literally the statement from Idaho police. This is what's causing BullHorn Betty and the rest of them to be very nervous, to change their behaviors. And it's caused Molly to literally start to lie about the police to try and punish them for doing this. This is what's behind Molly's anger. It's behind Betty pretending to be a reporter now instead of a protester. And it's behind a lot of the social media people that you watch to laugh at and lol at for being in this fake crime community, or this lie crime community, as I call it. It's caused them to change their behaviors drastically. It says, investigators have been monitoring. Lauren says, justice and vengeance are not the same thing. Molly wants vigilantism. She wants to punish with impunity, and that's why she's evil. Because if you aren't checking to make sure through a very extensive process that you're not punishing innocent people, then you are just as evil as someone who is doing the same thing to a good person. And because it is. It's like, what's the difference between executing an evil person and murdering a good person? You could murder a good person and just sit and say that they're evil the whole time. Is that what Molly thinks justice is, for God's sakes, right? Investigators have been monitoring online activity. This means that people like Betty and Molly and these other lie crimers out there have already been looked at. They've already been being studied. There's been something happening because of Molly. And now this is the thing. Molly and Betty are really mad also because they know that the other lie crime people that just make up theories and shit are going to be really mad at them when these changes roll further, because they're the ones that instigated this. The ones that were sitting on their computer raking in the dough, not going around causing big scenes, were making a lot of money by lying about tragedies. They're going to hate Molly and Betty once they see how, once they see the number of precincts and the number of different police stations, the number of different states, the number of different, areas, localities that have enacted laws and rules to prevent not only people from coming off of the internet to do these things, but to sit on the internet and lie. Investigators have already been monitoring online activity related to this ongoing and active case and are aware of the large amount of rumors, misinfo being shared, as well as harassment and threatening behavior towards potential involved parties. Anyone engaging in threats or harassment, whether it's in person, online, or otherwise, needs to understand They need to understand now, because it's not going to work later, they could be subject to criminal charges. Thank God. This is the police. News. This is the news reporting what the Popo said. This is great. And this is also why you're seeing a lot of upset tragedy pamps. So, what's our little buddy Justin up to? What's our buddy Justin up to? So, we just saw BullHorn Betty exploiting the murmurs in Idaho in a very disgusting way. In fact, wait a minute, Justin. I'm not going to give you any attention yet. I'm not going to give you the attention just yet, because I got some other stuff that we need to see before we give Justin attention. Okay. So Betty, if you watched my last stream, and if you're going to tune into UNIRock 2 to the upload tomorrow, you're going to see me and Navy react to Betty basically trying to pretend that she's a reporter. And she goes and tracks down the dumbest things that are happening and turns them into these big stories and says, she's so wrong through the whole thing. It's freaking hilarious. That's tomorrow on UNIRock 2. I'm going to show you some of the stuff Betty's been up to before we check on Justin, because I haven't looked at Justin lately. And we're going to learn about Justin together live. Let me show you what I got prepared, though, before we go. Let me make sure Navy can see this screen. I don't think he can. Let me restart my window here. Here we go. Bullhorn Karen be trip pimpin'.
Olivia, Mom just dropped me off here, guys. This trip, when it came to the travel, the airfare, starting out in Tampa, we dropped our bags off. We were about, like, it's an hour before.
This is Heels in the Air. Make sure you go subscribe, like, and leave him a comment. Say UNIRock sent me.
Before our plane is leaving, and we're getting calls across the intercom, we literally had to run out of TSA, run downstairs, go back to the entrance where our bags were dropped off.
Wow.
Oh, you poor, poor thing. You had to travel because you wanted to exploit another murmur. Oh my God, we feel so bad for you.
We had to beg them to put our bags on the flipping plane, so we didn't get to Seattle with no tripods, no clothing, no.
You are a Karen. So you want special treatment? You wanted to speak to the manager at the airplane and get them to do special things for you, Betty?
Like, literally, we would have had to buy everything.
She's going to hate me. She's going to try to choke me to death. If I'm not careful, she is going to track me down and try to choke me to death.
Thank God we were able to stop, and we were able to get that taken care of and make the plane. Then when we get to the car rental, never in my life have I ever paid a $500 deposit, especially with Hertz, ever.
Well, they know about you. They know about your past. They know about that special powder you got in your pocket. They know about you choking people out all the time. They're going to make you pay a deposit because they don't even think they're going to get their car back. But they don't want to tell you they're not going to rent to you because then you're going to choke them.
Ever. That's what we pay here in Florida if you're a Florida resident renting a car here in Florida. I don't know why they charge people more money in the same state if they rent it from. I guess they think that they can't.
And when you choke people out all the time, you're going to have to pay deposits.
It's not for a car, or, it's not for travel purposes. Our organization is filthy and disgusting.
Wow.
You want to know why you get those poor reviews? It's because you're filthy.
Because they're filthy.
Okay? Who the hell's going to sleep in sheets that have dirt on them?
Oh, she triggered. Oh, so she chooses to stay at a specific hotel. She is too cheap to pay for a better hotel. And so she sleeps in the filth. Listen to this shit. She sleeps in the filth and then decides that she's going to go live later and yell and scream like a literal psych. I'm scared when she gets like this that I'm going to be choked through my monitor. I literally feel something tightening around my throat, and I'm like, oh God, what's happening? Is Betty choking me through the monitor? Like, it's bad.
Or stains.
Nobody.
Like, whoever's hired you guys, they need to be fired. If it's the...
I know, right? Who cares if someone chokes out people all the time, breaks things all over the place inside of a home, tells police officers they're going to murmur them like you, Betty? I mean, those damn maids aren't cleaning enough.
Owner, he needs to get out of the hospitality industry.
Yeah, you need to get out of the any kind of crime industry.
Okay?
Wow.
Fair Bridge, hotel, motel, whatever the F it is, out there in Moscow is disgusting.
Okay.
Disgusting. Shame on you. Shame.
No, shame on you. Shame on you for staying there and then acting like an Omega Karen, an entitled Omega Karen. But people don't act like this normally, Betty. See, the reason why you're acting so angry here over something you yourself chose for you to experience, that you put yourself in, you just said the reviews said things like, oh, this is a dirty hotel. Well, then you should know you're going to need to like go clean the thing before you sleep there. You're getting a cheap price. The reason it was only $5, Betty, and the reason why you've got a bunch of like crack dealers and shit around the hotel. Oh, wait a minute. That's because you didn't have to pay a lot for this room. So you should have just stayed in a better hotel. Stop acting like you're a victim. You're not a victim. You're the opposite of a victim.
Shame on you. And to act like I'm the problem?
You are the problem. Oh my God, are you admitting at the hotel they admitted that you were the problem? So something had to have happened at that hotel. Gee, I wonder if she did, didn't she? She said what hotel it was. Huh. You know, if I was a different kind of YouTuber, if this was some flat earthers, I'd call the hotel and ask them if anyone started a disturbance there. If there was any blonde women that came in and started. I did that once to some flat earthers because they told everybody they were staying in this hotel, and I tried to call and get a hold of them, and I talked to them. So anyway, it's a really great clip. It's on UNIRock too. It's in my clip section. It was really good. But anyway, I think it was me and team. Anyway, Betty just admitted something happened at this hotel that made them say that she's the problem.
Maybe you need to quit being so filthy.
You know what's filthy, Betty? Your mind and your mouth. You see, if I meet somebody and they're covered in dirt, but they're the nicest, calmest, coolest, funniest, non-choking people, non-punching people's teeth and stuff, I'm going to really like being around that person. Yeah, they might be covered in some dirt. Maybe they just walked through some mud. Maybe they like to go and, drive in their car through mud and stuff, right? Maybe they just went hunting, but they're all dirty. Or maybe they work on vehicles, so they're covered in oil. You know what? There's some really awesome people like that out there. You know the kind of people, though, that I don't want to be around? The kind that are Karens, that are very angry and nasty, or that choke people out and punch them. Just being real with you.
According to J-Dub, she only did this to the hotel because they refused to refund her one day of her reservation because she got the dates wrong. That's why she's making this little video here.
No, J-Dub. Holy shit, did she do a different video and talk about it? So hold on. She messed up, did something wrong, wanted the hotel to refund her. The hotel wouldn't do it, so she had to pay them the money anyway. And then, so what she decided to do was to just bash the hotel chain. I bet you. I mean, I could see that happening because these people are literal scumbags. They are just bad people. Bad people. Listen to me, peeps. Listen to me. If you're a good person, you're just a good person. You try to be a good person. Yeah, you get angry sometimes. Yeah, you got some problems. We all do. But if you're a really bad person, do you think maybe that a bad person, amongst all the other bad things, selfish things, narcissistic things, out of all the other harm they cause, pain they cause people, all the teeth they punch out, all the throats they choke, do you think that they might be capable of lying about the fact that they care about a victim of a murmur to make a bunch of money? Because I think a bad person would be very much inclined, if they had the option, to go around and just pretend they cared about victims of these certain crimes and make a shit ton of money. Personally, I think good people are going to say, nah, I'm not going to do that. But I think the people that will do that are really fucking bad people, right? So it doesn't shock me at all that we see Molly and LB and Betty and JLR and Dolly and these people constantly yelling at each other and screaming and cursing, and not in funny ways or not in silly ways, but in very, unprofessional ways, or very angry ways, or very negative ways. See, the thing that they fool people with is they fool other people into believing that the house behind them, in Molly's situation, is indicative that she's a good person, and she wouldn't. How does a person live in a house like that but go around and exploit tragedies, run fraud razors, steal from strippers? No, that's not true. How does someone like Betty, with the violent anger problem that she has, go around and report in these scenarios and is such a good reporter? The truth of the matter is, it's extremely simple. If you literally just click on them at any time, outside of these prepared, protests. Well, you can even click on them and see them yelling and screaming and acting like complete sociopaths. But this is also the way that a sociopath acts right here. This is what they do. They feel entitled to be able to stay in the hotel for free. They feel entitled to be able to get more things than other people get because you don't know that she's special. She's special, y'all.
So we ended up going over.
So, wow.
You know what? I'm really glad, and I'm going to keep saying it. People like Heels on the Ground, people like Kathy, people, there's another channel that just started doing it too, and I'm going to forget their name.
Heels in the Air, right? Heels in the Air.
Heels on the Air, I'm sorry. But these channels that are out there commentating, I'm happy you are. I like that you're doing it. And people like Nonsense that did a face reveal, I like that the community is moving forward. I like people are doing this because you know what? You shouldn't be scared. Shouldn't be afraid. Shouldn't care what people are going to think about how you look or how you talk. You shouldn't care about how people are going to act, how the insults are going to... The people that are insulting you, I'm going to tell you now, an insult only matters, number one, if they're being honest, and number two, if it's coming from a person who doesn't lie. And if you meet a liar and they're going to insult you, you can't tell. There's no way to know whether they're telling the truth or lying. They could really think that you're a great commentator, a great person, or they could think all these awesome things about you, but because they're dishonest, they say the opposite. And this is a thing that a lot of these like low-minded commentators out on Twitter and other like people like Betty and Molly just don't understand. They think they can just insult everybody and, they're owning people by insulting them, or you're out on Twitter with your little, Grandma Llama page posting about how everyone's looks are so bad and stuff, and people should feel bad because of how they look and stuff like that. It doesn't matter unless, you're a supermodel saying it. Are you the most beautiful person ever? Then why do I care what you think? Why do I care what your judgment is on what I look like? Do you act in a normal way? Do you go around being like a good person and shit? Well, then why do I care what you think about me? Obviously, you can't even keep your shit together, right? So I think the community moving forward like this is the best thing ever. I say, own it. I say, who gives a fuck if you got a crooked chin? Who gives a shit whether you think your nose is cute or not, or whatever the hell hang up you got? Fuck it. You got one life, and that's how these people, they are victimizers. They are bullies. This is how they operate. They try to get you thinking you're not good enough. But for some reason, they're good enough. For some reason, they're able to. It's the one thing you see amongst all of these kind of people. They don't make commentary on someone's behavior or actions or choices in the same way that they believe that their choices and the way they act isn't indicative of who they are. They want you to believe that what they say they are is indicative of who they are. Just like they want you to believe that what they say you are is indicative of what you are. It's a lie. It's fake. It's fake news. It's just as solid as fake news.
I think your picture is probably posted everywhere by now.
Yeah, I think that if she says she's going to an area, I guarantee you I would never be shocked to find out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That people call.
Oh, you remember how mad Molly was because she was going to come down to someplace. I mean, maybe it was Texas or somewhere else, right? And several of the people who had heard her say this had contacted the family ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
Said, hey, listen, this fucking YouTuber wants to come down. She's nothing but trouble. And they told her, stay the fuck away. Right?
Yep.
And she got so mad that she claimed that justice wouldn't be found if she wasn't down there. It's the same thing with Betty and everybody else. People are seeing this shit and they're like, you know what? Yes, please tell me where you're going to go next because I'm going to contact that police department directly. I'm going to contact the family directly and be like, this person's coming down. Do not let them around you. They are nothing but toxic.
Is it wrong?
Trash.
I mean, in some instances, I don't like that, right?
100% right. They are doing a service to the family. And they are doing a service to the family.
Agreed. The issue is not if you try to warn a family that's being contacted by these people. The issue is if you lie when you do it, right?
Yep.
Because I'll criticize people that if they find out a YouTuber that they don't like is about to go on a show, they'll go in and try to ruin the interview. They'll go try to lie to the people, or they go spam their opinions and stuff. In those cases, if you're delivering opinions, then you have nothing. You should be taking facts. And if you take facts with you and you back them up with evidence, then we're good. But that's the only case. See, this is where they warp the line, right? They think it's okay for them to go around and dox people, track people down, stalk people, and it's wrong, and we call it out all the time. So why wouldn't we say that people shouldn't be like these people that go around where Betty goes and tries to let people know, hey, you can have Betty come around, but she's very likely to X, Y, and Z. Why is it that I'm why is it that I'm not going to also speak against that? Well, because they aren't lying on Betty. They're literally telling the truth. So again, if you were to call and tell the truth on or if you were to tell a YouTuber the truth, well, I just don't like this YouTuber, don't have him on, no big deal. But if you're going to lie on him, that's the problem. Hope says, looks mean nothing if the heart is ugly. All the anger and yelling from these people speaks volumes about what they're like on the inside. Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Bullies are bullies not because of you, but because of themselves. It's because they have a huge issue with themselves, or they just don't know how to treat other people. And remember, justice doesn't start at the murder. That's not where justice lays. Justice starts at the base level. Justice is treating another person in a good way. Justice is going, and when you're traveling and you have an issue at a hotel, not acting like this. It's treating people the right way. It's resolving things amicably. It's treating your neighbor good, or treating the people you bump into in a good way. If somebody can't handle their shit in a normal situation, or a protest, or a report, if they can't be honest, then they're no good. They're not telling the truth when they demand justice. Sorry, go ahead, dude.
No, I was just gonna say, like, we've seen it with Molly like several times. How many times have you brought it up, the fact that she will pick a side in a story because
and roll the dice
and roll the dice because she is jealous of the person who she's now accusing of stuff. Like when it came to Dre or anybody else, even before that with the there was I can't remember the other one where she was like did like the whole skit where she was like pretending to be the person. She was jealous.
Summer Wells and them. It's always an anger that drives it. Yeah, it's never a No, nothing to do with justice, nothing to do with comedy. It's not like if she was thinking of comedy Shannon when Watts, she made fun of, Shannon Watts. If she was thinking of comedy when she did that, she wouldn't have done it that way. It would have been something funny, and it would have been something relative, and it never would have touched on those types of things. You're right.
I knew there was a problem because when I was with Marissa, I realized I needed to be in Seattle from the 2nd to the 3rd, and so I called the hotel. It was a week later.
Getting a little nauseous.
Called the hotel and said, hey, I made a mistake. I just needed to register.
Doing this?
Do you see that they both do it? They both eat disgustingly. Is that like a
requirement that you have to be like a disgusting cow and eat while you're talking to people?
And I don't have an issue with people eating, and I don't have an issue with people eating quickly or fast or gross. Don't get me wrong. I don't think people should have to eat in this perfect way. I just think that when you're broadcasting yourself, you can take simple steps so that you don't expose your disgustingness to other people. I'm disgusting all the damn time, man, but I'm not going to be disgusting on camera, right?
Maybe it's my own personal thing, like the way I was raised, my mother and all this kind of stuff. Like even now, if I'm chewing and I have to say something to you, I cover my mouth.
Of course. Right? But again, this is all about, it's justice. It is. It's etiquette. Etiquette and justice and all of this is based on treating other people a certain way. So the reason that they are filthy and nasty and they have these angry outbursts, it all relates to the same issue. They can exploit tragedies for the same reason that they don't care to expose you to this thing they're doing that's very gross, right? It all relates back to the same thing.
I've done it before. Reputable.
Here she goes with the real reason for her freak out, like I was saying, and thank you, Navy, for pointing out my comments. Yeah, J-Dub, if I miss it, make sure you tag again, because I don't mean to do that. It's just when I get on a commentary roll, I'm just in my zone, so
Hotel, they're not gonna hold your feet to the fire for a date a week away. This lady wanted to charge me. I already knew there was something. Yeah,
here's the real reason that she just talked about how dirty the hotel was. She's not honest. I don't believe her, by the way. I don't believe that she rented a hotel, went there, and it was really dirty, so she had an issue with the hotel. I believe she went to the hotel and tried to get a free night. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't allow her to reschedule because it cost them money, and she's not entitled to it because she thinks she is. She's entitled. And that because the hotel stood up to Betty and put their foot down and said no, she went out and used her damn platform to try and tell people that this hotel was bad. That's how vindictive this woman is. And these are all those little things that I bring up that are the inappropriate things that lead to why I believe she isn't different from when she punched that dude in the teeth and tried to choke him to death. These are why I still think, because of these vindictive type of behaviors. These are small vindictive behaviors. But in order for big vindictive behaviors to still exist in someone, they must still use and accompany those little vindictive behaviors must still be there in order for the big vindictive behavior to still be a prominent thing. So when I look at Betty and I say, do I want to let go that she tried to kill people in the past and threatened to kill people in the past and gotten a lot of trouble for it multiple times? When I say, do I let this go when I commentate on Betty? The answer is, if she's not being vindictive, lying, attacking people, and still acting that way. And because we see that behavior with the small things, in my opinion, it's still completely valid to worry about the fact that those bigger behaviors still exist.
I told her.
What?
This is what I said.
That they're still possible to exist.
I said this will be reflected in your
That's
review.
the reason why people need to be warned when she comes to their area. This is
Well,
the
exactly.
reason why.
Yeah.
That, you know, when the people who do call the families, the ones who do call the cops and let them know ahead of time, these type of folks coming out are doing the right thing.
Yeah, but she just said something else that's really relative here. Listen to this part.
Hotel, they're not gonna hold your feet to the fire for a date a week away.
Look at how mad she is, by the way. Look at how nasty. And she just wants to hurt somebody. She wants to kill a small animal. This woman wants to kill a small animal. It's the only way I can describe the way she looks and the anger she's embodying. But listen to what she says right here, okay? Because she's about to go into what J-Dub said.
This lady wanted to charge me. I already knew there was something wrong because I told her.
What?
This is what I said. I said this will be reflected in your review.
This lady wanted to charge you for a room that the lady didn't rent out to other people and make that money on because you gave them your word you were going to stay there, and you wanted them to take the hit and have an empty room because of your actions, and yet you're mad at them, and now you're going to lie about how dirty it is and all this. You're still a bad person. You are still a vindictive person. And that's why people criticize you. We get it, Betty. You're just like Molly was. You went out and put up a front that you were going to sue everybody and that you were going to strike everybody who talks about you. And you make people think that they don't have the rights they have in order to react and commentate, and because you don't really respect people's rights. You don't get justice. You don't know what it is. You wouldn't have filed those false strikes. You wouldn't have doxed Toast. You wouldn't have done the things you've done in the past. You would, whether you like someone or you don't, you're not going to try to take away their right, their voice, their ability to commentate on something you've publicly posted unless you're scared of what it is they have to say. And now the movement's too big. It got way too big. It's not just a couple creators out there that you guys are striking down every time they make a new channel and misusing the system on. Now you've got huge amounts of people looking into this. You've got people that have been on YouTube a really long time and are in a really good standing with YouTube. So if you come at their channels, you're going to have the problem and not them. And now you've got the issues. Now you've got these issues. So, if I were you, I would either take some time and fix myself before I started streaming, or get used to the fact that you're going to be commentated on when you act like this. You're going to have to fix it or get used to it.
That you will not let me modify my reservation.
What are you talking about? Is this still the same?
It's still the same. She didn't just have a dirty hotel room like she lied in the beginning and present. She also wanted a refund and didn't get it.
Hotel Fairbridge? So you're saying you tried to get out of it before you ever even got there? I'm confused.
And you know what's crazy? Did you notice that earlier she said that there were reviews that said it was dirty? That's why there are reviews that say it's dirty there. I wonder how old those reviews are. Like, do we know what hotel this was? Didn't she just say the name of the hotel? Fairbridge? Fairbridge. And was it in Idaho, y'all? I just want to look at the reviews. If you guys know where this was, let me know in the chat. Because she's not there. It's not doxing. She's not there. She's not going back there. So I want to look and see where these reviews are that talk about the dirty hotel. I want to see if they're a couple days old, or I want to see if they're a couple months old. I want to see if there've been a history of these reviews, or if there was just a shit ton of reviews that hit this hotel the minute that they said no to you. In Florida? Someone said Florida. Someone said Moscow. Moscow,
So my
Idaho.
question is is that her? Like, so she gets paid by her fans, right? To go to these places.
Mm-hmm.
And is she admitting that she chooses the cheapest place ever to stay and then wants to bitch about it?